Okay. For you, coffee.
I'm a living example of you can get punched in the face and get back up, because I'm the modern day Aztec warrior.
All right. Welcome to MMA Underground. We got Buddy V, some that has a we got the one, the only Manu the Great.
Yes, sir. Greatness.
Yeah. Hey, hold on. Let's get that title right. We got the 145-pound MMA champion. We got the 155-pound MMA champion coming all the way from the OG yard.
Yes,
This
sir.
man just won Rising Star Award. This man just won Submission of the Year Award. How you doing tonight, bro?
I'm feeling great, man. I just got home from the gym, took a shower. I'm feeling loose. I had a fight in less than 3 weeks, and I just won an amateur fight Saturday. I'm booked up, and I'm feeling amazing.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And I'm not gonna lie. I saw the video from the angle from the seat of what happened. So, do you want to tell the viewers what happened in your most recent fight?
Okay, yeah. All right, so I'll start off with my opponent's name was Val Fowler. He's a 0-2 MMA fighter and a 0-1 Thai fighter. But he technically has been fighting in the amateur leagues more than double what I've been fighting, talking about lengthwise. So I came into this match confident, seeing that he's a heavy striker who stands straight up. For me, that's perfect. You know what I'm saying? You throw heavy hands and stand straight up, I'm gonna go under them and take you down. So we're come to fight day. You know, weight cuts nothing. I walk at 50, weigh in at 45. Weight cuts nothing. He weighed 5 pounds over, and we pushed him in the sauna room for like 10 minutes, and then pulled him out and said, "Whatever you're at, we're gonna run with." I felt like that was already a mental defeat, and I feel like mentals have to fight. So once we come to fight day, we're in the back and we're just running over, overhands to a double, overhands to a double, head movement, overhands to a double. We get in the cage, and I think I threw like 2 jabs, and then I like went to throw 2 different type of kicks, and I like second guessed them. I just wasn't in range, and then I threw a really nice inside leg kick, and we reset. And as soon as I went in, I knew I just hit him. He's fixing to hit me back. Like any fighter knows when you get hit, it's like, now I got to get my back. So I knew he was either going to swing or kick. So I went to throw my overhand, and as soon as I level changed, he threw the body kick. And it couldn't have went better. When I double-legged him, he kind of just curled up like this. I even, asked the ref. I was confused. I've never had somebody give up in the middle of a fight. And the ref told me keep fighting, so I just finished with the body lock in the rear naked, which is Backpack Kid. That's gonna be the new name I'm rolling with, the new little nickname. Of course, Manu the Great stuck, but I like Backpack Kid. It's iconic. But I just 40 seconds, got it out quick, got it in, and all respect to him. He got in the cage, but from the weigh-ins, you could tell mentally he wasn't there. So what we got is exactly what we expected and exactly what we wanted. And that's why I said I have another fight in 3 weeks. It was 40 seconds, in and out, clean. Nobody got hurt, so why not continue rolling? I mean, I'm on an 11-fight win streak. I got momentum.
That's what I was about to ask, bro. You're on fire in 11-win streak, bro. That is insane.
Yeah, and I would say that even though it is insane, I still like I said, we knew what we wanted, we knew what we had, and we knew how to execute it. We were running it in the back. I still nervous before every fight. I still getting my hands wrapped is kind of like when I started to calm down, but I don't know. You know, every fight's the same. I understand what it is. So, like, on 11-fight win streak, and is boastful as I may sound, I'm very humble in knowing that any person, whether their record is 0-2 or 2-0 or 11-0, can be the person to take that defeat away.
Yeah.
Yes.
Who was it? Big
But,
Manu did that.
how old are you?
I'm 22. Yeah, I got some years to do this.
Yeah, man.
Man, like you said, you're on fire. You got this momentum going. How's it feel to not just be on that 11 win streak, but Sam K fixed the accolades. He made sure you got the proper representation. How's it feel to win not one but 2 awards from the Heart in the Fight award show?
I mean, I was blown away. To be completely honest, I didn't know if you could win more than one. So once I got submission of the year, I was really hoping Florida Boy was gonna win that Rising Star. Just because I felt like even though he had 2 fights before this year, nobody knew who he was, and then he came out and had 2 bangers this year, and now everyone's messing with Florida Boy MMA. You know what I mean? So I was hoping it would be him, but when I seen that I was in the nominations, I was hyped. I think I was at a burger place after my fight ordering food, and my lady's trying to give me the order, and I'm like, hold on, I gotta join the live again. So I was hyped, man. It's awesome, and it's like, I've always watched StreetBeefs, and then thought it would be so cool to compete. And as soon as I started competing, I'm like, what if I go for a belt? And then I want a belt. And then it's just so many steps. It's like you have all these goals and then you hit them. And I don't know. I can't wait to bring the name of StreetBeefs along with me when I go pro. That's what I'm excited for. To help StreetBeefs the way they help me.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, man, you are representing very well, man. Very well. Inside the ring, outside the ring. You definitely made a fan out of me. But real quick, you mentioned Florida Boy. I'm not too familiar with him. If you could give me a little backstory on Florida Boy, I'm pretty sure there's plenty of people who need to look this man up. Okay,
so Florida Boy, I wrestled with him in high school. He is a high school and collegiate wrestler. After he got out of college, he decided to take up MMA and took his first fight actually here locally in our city and won it very dominantly too. It was a nice fight to watch. After that, COVID hit. So good old Florida Boy said, if I can't find Florida, I'm gonna go up to Virginia and fight in the StreetBeefs yard. So he went and took 2 fights during around the COVID time. Won them both, and then was able to secure more amateur fights. So he just was focusing on his amateur career. I mean, now he's 5-4. Grab your belt. Come on. He's 5-4. My dog just won his first amateur belt, 125. And yeah, he's rolling. He's 4-0 in StreetBeefs, 5-4 in amateurs, and everyone likes to attach his name to my name, but in reality, bro, I was helping bro train, and that's what he's like, bro, if you can't get an amateur fight, just go to StreetBeefs. And 2 months later, they had their Tampa pop-up event. So it was made so much sense. I couldn't get an amateur fight, and I'm sitting here training with him on our setup on the back porch, and then we just rolled with it. And I took 2 fights my first day, and it just got the taste of it, bro. And I had wrestled in high school a little bit, only for a year, but I mean, it was just the same thing. It was a contact combat sport, and it was the better man in there wins. Once I got a taste of it, I ran with it. But everyone always attaches his name to mine, but he's like the sensei, and I'm like the student, man. That's really how it is.
Respect, man.
All the way. Yeah,
yes,
Florida Boy.
Definitely going to be looking up his fights. Actually, audience should be looking up both you guys.
Hey,
Period.
Check this shirt out, bro. Oh, yeah, this boy has the dopest merch in the game. It's him uppercutting an alligator with his cowboy hat on. And it says Florida Boy. Dopest merch in the game, bro.
Dope, man.
Yes,
dope.
sir.
Damn, I'm give you one of those. Now, I was gonna say one thing that caught my attention was because with the Heart in the Fight Awards, is you said something about how you didn't get there from talent, you got there from dedication.
Yes.
And I'm very curious, you know, how would you tell other people to kind of push through those days, or how do you push through those days where you really don't want to, but you still go out there and you grind it out?
I mean, I can give it off for 2 points. First, I'll start as like a martial artist. If you ever want to become a professional in combat sports, I want you to think of it like this. Even if you came from poverty, from the worst of the worst, there's a person who has less than you and wants it more. And they have more reasons, more this, more that. And it's just like that pushes me because I came from, you know, poverty. My mom's passed away. You know, I have a lot of things going against me. You guys seen I had hurt my knee in the fight. I mean, it's no secret now I have something going on with my knee. So I have a lot of things that like could possibly hold me back, but I use them as motivation. So like my thing that I like to say, and it's on the shirt, it's greatness comes from within. I believe that everybody has the ability to do anything they want to do if they just push. Like I can't really explain how I do it on the crappy days because you just have to do it. You have to go through the motions. You just got to do it. But I believe everybody can achieve anything, and it has it inside them. But I don't think everybody has the will and dedication to bring it out of themselves.
I like that answer a lot.
That's true, man. That speaks to discipline, man. You know, and not everybody knows what that is or knows how to develop that, you know,
Habits.
but you're so young and you have it.
Yeah, habits. I don't mean to go on another little rant, but habits, man. If you want to build discipline, it never comes quick. You got to use habits. We're habitual animals. If you break your bad habits with good habits, like me, I used to smoke a lot of nicotine. I even smoked Black and Milds. I love to smoke my Black and Milds. Yes, bro. Listen, get up in the morning and I wanted a Black and Mild every morning. You know how I beat that? I'd get up in the morning and go for a run. Once I went for a run and I can already barely breathe, it's gonna kill me. You know what I'm saying? That's how I beat I took a good habit, had a bad habit, and then it seems like discipline, but we're habitual animals. You break the habit and you're good.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I like it because that's some of the stuff like with Zoel, like with what I do. It's like, you know, sometimes I can't always train, but I gotta keep in mind, you know, I'm breaking bad habits with good habits. I'm still producing something of quality that I need to. I'm still marking off goals that are on my list. So it's like, and plus when I wake up after a fight, it takes a little longer to heal. Now, I was gonna ask, I'm curious, because you said, you know, with training for amateur, you kind of wanted to go fight, and you got the chance with StreetBeefs. Had you ever been in a street fight before, or was it always like in a gym?
Yeah, for sure. Funny story. Back in high school, we got into a fight in the cafeteria.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, a fist fight in the cafeteria. Like, we've been friends for a while. Like, our families are friends and stuff. So we knew each other all our lives, but if you don't fight, you're not real friends, right?
Hey, what was it over? We need to know the story. Was it
No, listen, it's too funny.
So
So we both used to make music, right?
Ah.
And we had gotten to an argument over a basketball game, but then people started accusing people of stealing lyrics. So it was stupid stuff, but it got blown out of proportion. But I mean, we've always been the people we are now, man. We're prideful men. We're just more composed and mature now. We weren't as composed and mature back then.
Yeah, I was like 16. He was like 14.
Yeah.
15.
That's
I had a
dope.
stinger on my nose for like 3 weeks.
I know we spoke asked in the comments if you were going to make a Super Bowl event.
Oh, yeah.
When is the Super Bowl event?
It's March 25th, bro. Arizona. 25th. Multi-branch.
Listen, I don't like to be a man that speaks out of that doesn't. All right, I like to be very truthful. I won't say yes now, but I can promise you, as soon as I get done, I'll march in my room and discuss it with my lady. Because listen, I'm the man, but my lady run things from behind the scenes.
Real shit. Real shit. Nothing wrong with that.
Hey, happy wife, happy life, right?
Damn straight.
Sure.
Yes, sir.
Hey, before we move on, I wanted to ask, one, are you guys still making music? And then two, what kind of music are we talking about?
No. I mean, I don't want to speak for him, but I'm pretty sure he doesn't.
I don't. I definitely don't.
Yeah. No, I would say my thing was I made music up until I started taking MMA serious. And the way that I am is when I have something like I'm passionate about, which I was with music. If I have two things, I will spread my attention and not go anywhere with either of them. And like I got to a point where I was trying to like do music and MMA in my free time, and it just wasn't working. So I looked at like my future and thought I had a better chance of making it fighting, so I chose that. But we're definitely rappers, dog.
Yeah.
Come on, we're from Florida.
Yeah.
Right.
I figure nothing wrong with that, man. That's fine.
Yes, sir.
I would ask for a verse real quick, but I ain't gonna put y'all on the spot, you know.
Hey, listen. My first song I ever wrote, I'll give you the chorus to it. It was
Let's
with,
go.
listen, we had a trio. It was me, him, and our other homeboy. But this is a song me and our other homeboy wrote. It goes, I'm smoking and I'm sipping, slapping hoes because they tripping, hitting niggas with the weapon, murk a bitch, and then I'm dipping, fuck. I don't remember how the rest of it goes, but we took the OT Genesis beat, cut it, and we had it like blunts in, bitches, blunts in, bitches, blunts in, bitches. But again, we was like 14, like hot box in a minivan. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I feel it.
Yes, sir. But nah, it's dope though. It's still something like, you know what I'm saying? Every now and then it's cool to tap into like the artistic side because we're such like physical. It's cool to mess with the brain sometimes.
Oh yeah, there's a freedom in it. I think one of my favorite pieces is actually when I was going through some of my cleaning up my lifestyle and stuff, and I ended up doing a train, and it came out of a tunnel and it said "train to nowhere," and I just drew chains over every single wheel. He was just stuck and something with smoke coming out of his mouth. And to me, that was like a representation of me really just letting it out and being like, I was stuck, and now I'm gonna make that move forward.
That's
So
dope, bro.
yeah, art. There's so many different ways for art. I love it. I get to meet all sorts of
No,
people.
for sure, bro. For sure. I mean, shit, every now and then me and my lady will just go like paint, bro. Neither of us can paint for nothing, bro. But screw it, we'll just go paint. It's just cool to like get it out, like you said.
Yeah, have fun, painting
For
shit,
sure.
smoking shit. I'm just paint on it.
Yes, sir.
And really, in that way, you're exercising a different part of your mind,
Yeah.
you know.
Hey,
And we
let
all
me ask this. Do you boys like to read?
Yeah, I get down with
I'm
reading.
getting up there with my books. I'm getting up there
Listen,
with my books.
I'm trying to get back into it. I just had one of the fighters on my fight team give me you ever heard of a book called The Five Rings?
I got that in my bookcase.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, sir, bro. I'm on the scroll of fire or whatever that chapter is. It's a scroll of fire, something of fire. But I told him I was like, I got to get my own copy because I feel like that's a book that is like you read that multiple times through your career and you have a different perspective on it every time you read it.
Miyamoto Mushi, I think. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
More fighting for that for damn sure. Man, I know it's a little later, but I know way back. I know Preschool was asking what you've been doing for training lately.
Oh, what have I been doing for training lately? All right, so let me break it down to you. My off days are Tuesdays. What is it? It's
Thursdays.
Tuesdays or Mondays and Thursdays. All right.
Thursdays,
Yeah. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we're in combat or it's Fight Me Combat Sports. All right. We have boxing, wrestling, and Muay Thai in different classes go on different days. Fridays and Sundays we're at Vickery Jiu-Jitsu practicing on our jiu-jitsu. And Saturdays we're either doing conditioning, like we'll go to one of the local high schools and do conditioning, or we'll go to a park and do conditioning, or we just do like an MMA class at the gym with Fight Me Combat Sports. But we're going 5 days a week, and then we got to set up on the back court too. So even on our days off, we get working. And on a personal thing, I mean, I like to get my cardio in every day. I get my push-ups when I get up in the morning. I try to put myself on a strict regimen. And I mean, it's come to show when I put that difference picture. My first fight from StreetBeefs to now, man, it's crazy.
I saw that picture. I actually had a question about that because I say with the two that you compared, a lot. There's a lot of growth in that cage that we learn about ourselves as fighters. And what
Yes.
would you want to tell yourself before that first fight at Street Beefs?
You're not that guy, pal. You're not that guy, bro. I used to think I was. Oh my gosh. All right, first of all, not only did I think that I was just untouchable, I used to think that I like had these like crazy hands, right? If you go back and watch my first Street Beef fights, anytime I threw punches, I'm like,
Yeah.
and it's insane. And even though up until this point I've basically only grappled, it's my bread and butter, but like, oh, my striking's so clean, man. And even in my amateur matches, like if someone's not gonna force me to like use my striking, or I don't see the opening clear, I'm gonna drag you down to where I like to drag people down. But my striking has gotten so much better. So honestly, that's what I would tell myself. That and get in the gym, because it was like 6 months from my first Street Beef fight that I actually decided to start going to the gym with him and training with real fighters.
Okay.
And how long have you been training? You said you're 22 right now?
Yeah, solidly, I would say, because I was inconsistent. Even when I first got in the gym, I was inconsistent. But I'd say solidly like 6 months, 7 months.
Damn.
You've shown a lot of progression in such a short time, bro. I mean, sky's the limit for you right now, man.
Yeah. Well, I got to give all respect to the coaches and the fighters, because he has an amateur belt, 4-0 in Street Beefs. We got a few other guys around our weight classes. All of us have positive records. We got heavyweights. Nico Price is in the gym. Our coaches all, corner Nico at his events. Like, they're seasoned guys. Like, we're just a whole bunch of killers, and iron sharpens iron. So it's either you swim or you sink. And I chose I like to breathe. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
I was gonna say, man, you're 11-fight win streak. Do you have any sponsors yet? I'm curious.
Oh, yes, sir, I do. Ace of Fades Barbershop, Pelletier and Sons Construction. I have a partnership with Dub Ecoms. It's Smoke Bud backwards. He's my shirt guy that got it done for me. He prints all my stuff that I do. And then I got a few other like little deals here and there. I scratch your back, you scratch mine. And I seen a comment talking about wrestling. I wrestled for 1 year in high school, and then I tore my ACL. So if you want to count that, I did do that. And then before I got in the gym, as I said, I was training for like 6-7 months on the back porch with him. So I've technically like a year of wrestling and then a year of MMA training. So if you want to call it that, you can call it that. But I don't count that as training. What I've been doing for the past 6-7 months is that's training. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's 4 or 5 days a week, 2 to 4 hours. You know what I'm saying? That's real training.
Florida boy, how long have you been training?
I've wrestled since like 2013 when I was a freshman. So I've wrestled for about 10 years, and including I wrestled D2. I actually wrestled on the same college as Baby Hawk. Me and Baby Hawk were teammates.
Okay, cool.
And then I've been training MMA since like 2019. But like right when I started training, Corona hit. So like for like 6 months to 8 months, I couldn't really train or do anything, get any fights. And that's when I had my first fight. And then I was like, shit, Street Beefs is having fights. Like, I'm gonna go fight for Street Beefs. I'm gonna get me a fight. Like, fuck this shit. I ain't waiting no longer. I already waited like 6 to 7 months after my first fight, and I was itching because my first fight, I actually fought at 45, and I submitted it in the first round. So I was like, I didn't take much damage. I only got hit like once or twice, so I was ready to fight like the next day, and everything got shut down like a month later. I was like, this is some bull crap.
Hungry.
Yeah, shit happens.
Hungry.
War ready.
Do you I guess for both of y'all, do you guys watch the other branches of Street Beefs? And if so, what fighters catch your eye?
I don't pay a whole lot of attention as I do to the OG branch, just because it's not as relative to me. Because I mean, I travel 16 hours to get to Virginia, so it's already like a mission to get there. Really, that's kind of why I haven't been back. It's just a mission, and I really want my next fight to be against Sensation, and he's had a lot of injuries. Our Amy fights match up the perfect time to where we would be interfering with either one if we went to a date. So I just really want to lock that date in. But
I would see that.
I would say, of course, Viking Warrior has been impressive. I like Lights Out too. Lights Out is impressive. And see, the thing is, though, it's like sometimes I get the yards confused. So I would say what yards they to, but I'll probably get them confused.
I think the scrap yard looks pretty cool with the turf and stuff.
Yeah, so that's
Scotty Showtime and Panda Man are both pretty fire, I think.
Yeah, hey, listen, and that beach fight put me on with Panda Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's dope. I like grapplers, man. I like watching it. A lot of people don't understand it, but when you know what people are doing, it's like, oh, I see what you're doing with your foot right there. Oh, sweet.
And that Panda Man got some nasty cauliflower ear. His ears.
Yeah, so you know he be in the gym. You know what I'm saying?
I think the craziest part that I thought was the fight when I heard he fucking oil checked me. You just see him cock back both his feet and then boom, square in Panda Man's chest. Bam!
You know what's crazy? I've watched that fight so many times because that fight was right before I fought Beach. And I'm a guy, like, I will watch your tape and I will see what little things you do. Like, my guy, when he goes to kick, he like, goes from this and already moves his hands before he kicked. So, like, when I shot, he had moved his hands, and I either thought he's going to punch or he's throwing that signature body kick, and then, boom, double leg, choke down 40 seconds. So I'm big on tape. I watched that so many times. I never heard that he said I got oil checked before he kicked him. I didn't know what happened. It was confusing. He paused, and then, boom.
Yeah, he's just like, you fucking oil checked me. And that's when he was like, I'm sorry. And yeah, I was like, dang! So, yeah, it was cool after the fight, but
that's a once in a lifetime thing, man. Let's hope it's once in a lifetime for him. Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. If that's there, I mean, I hit him.
That's the wrestling. That's the wrestling.
That's funny.
I was curious, since we're talking about good fights, what is one of your fights that you feel you're most proud of?
Okay, so not a lot of people know this. One of my fights isn't on the StreetBeefs page because it got deleted because they had they like switched the ref and like switched the camera and a button got hit. I don't know exactly how it happened. That's the one where I had an 18-second submission. So yeah, so guy like threw 1-2, I shot, took his back, like didn't suplex him, but I like Matt returned him and then just took his back and choked him out really quick.
What was that guy's name?
That was Donnie Hands. No, that was Donnie Hands.
Donnie Hands.
I'm pretty sure he boxed after that. That was at the Tampa event. I would either say that one or my El Nino fight, just because I was very low skill level and I only won that fight from pure heart and will. I should have lost it, honestly, because he was of higher skill level than me at that point. And he had some weight on me.
That was a fun fight to watch, the El Nino one. You guys were all dirty, too. I like that with some of those pop-ups. Like, yeah.
Hey, listen, the Tampa Yard's coming back. And I don't know if I'm going to be fighting, but I will be there as a guest ref.
All right. Tampa.
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, you're definitely a OG. You know, you're an OG to the OG yard, bro. You know what I'm saying?
That
like,
means a lot.
It really didn't take much time, or you could say you're a young legend over there. You know.
Yes, sir.
Rightfully so, bro. So with 2 belts, man, what's next? What's next? I see you doing the Emmys. What's next with StreetBeefs, and what's next with your career in general?
All right, so I like to be humble and I don't like to be selfish in life, but I need number 3. Sensation, not ducking me, but Sensation. He needs to put that 135 on the line. Listen, I'm 150 or 147 right now. The cut to 135 is nothing. My next fight on February 18th is a 45. My next one we're already booking March 11th, gonna be a 35. I'm gonna start making the cut. It'll be less than less than a 15-pound cut or 15-pound max. You know what I'm saying? Nothing huge. So like 35 is not unfathomable for me. Sensation is a very respectable fighter. There's a lot of banger fights, but I just don't think his grappling is there, and I don't think he has the fight IQ to use his striking to keep me from taking him down. So that's where I am next.
And that boy Sensation got my 25 though.
Yeah,
He needs to let me get my shot next after Manu gets his shot. He needs to let me get my shot.
We need matching belts. That's all. That's all. We don't like to be selfish, but it's rightfully so.
I like it, but I hear the fight IQ. You talk about, watching the beach where he drops his head before he kicks. We had a few guests that when they talk about it, you really hear that fight IQ. It's kind of cool to see it implemented in the ring.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say I've always had it because, I mean, you see how we spoke about how I used to, throw my punches. But, again, I got to accredit it to the sensei because he's even in wrestling, we went to the high school together. He was a junior and I was a freshman. I played football. I didn't want to wrestle. I was like, unitards are weird. I don't want to wear those. And he's like, bro, just try it. Come to one practice. And just like with MMA, he did the same thing. I fell in love with it. So I got to credit to him. And again, our coaches, man.
Yeah, I just needed somebody that knew how to wrestle. Like during Corona, I needed somebody that knew how to wrestle.
Training dummy.
With me. So I was like, yo, like I'm gonna teach you some jiu-jitsu and we're gonna get into MMA.
Yeah. So
I mean, the training party.
It paid off so well. But again, I just gotta credit to my coaches and stuff. They really pay attention to the little things, and that made me pay attention to the little things. And I mean, when I went into the gym for the first time, they told me, "Hey, you're a great grappler." You know what I'm saying? You obviously need to get better, but it'll do you in your first amateur fight. They said, "But how are you gonna get there?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" And he's like, "You can't strike." He's like, "You literally have almost zero striking." So like, they were honest with me about it. Like, they didn't lie to me. They're like, "You have so much potential, but right now, like, it's not there." And it wasn't because like it was just unknowledge. Like, I didn't have the fight IQ to know. Like, when I didn't know when you throw a two, you twist the back. I had no clue. Everything I threw was with my shoulders and over the top. You know what I'm saying? So, like, just the little things, and it made me really pay attention to it. And no matter what it is, like I said, when it's a passion, I'm like a student of the game. I just study it so hard, and I like fall in love with it. It's awesome. And that's another thing. If you're not enjoying it, then you're just gonna lose the motivation. You always gotta find a way to have fun.
So, what's your favorite movie?
Oh, yeah. I think, not gonna lie, sometimes when I kind of want to I like what?
Hold on, I saw a comment. I want to answer. So my go-to move, I honestly don't like to shoot. I don't like to shoot. I like to tie up and get a body lock. I'm big on trips, but I like to underslip and take the back while we're standing, and then we're inevitably going to go to the ground. I'm going to get the body triangle in, and then we're going to get the rear naked in. Listen, I have 3 of those on my resume, and then 2 of my fights that I didn't finish it, I had it in the last 10 seconds of the fight against El Nino and Menace Mike. I'm a rear naked choke specialist. That's my favorite move. All right, go on. My bad, guys.
No, it's good. I was saying it's simply fun as well. No, that Menace Mike fight though. Oh man, I was so into that. I was jumping in my seat. I was like, "Come on, get up,
Manu!" He kicked me in the face in that fight. It's the thumbnail. After the fight, he asked me if he kicked me in the face, and I told him no. I didn't feel it. The adrenaline, and it was just the tip of his shoe caught my jaw. I didn't think he hit me. That's why after I put my hands down and shook my head, being cocky, because I didn't think it landed. I rewatched it. I'm like, bro, I just got kicked in the face with a shoe. It was dope, though. In all respect to him, I would say after our second fight, Menace Mike was a very respectable, and I broke through that Colby Covington Menace Mike persona, and I got to meet Mike, and he's a cool guy, man. All respect to him.
I mean, I can dig that. That's what I like to hear. You know, I think we all just got different levels of skin.
My bad, buddy. I was
Not
just
at
saying,
all.
like sometimes you go to war and you end up coming out, uh, not enemies. Sometimes you make friends. Sometimes it's a neutral stance. But we always get that respect afterwards.
Yes, sir. That's what it's all about. Respect.
I think what some of my best friends have been after a fight. They will fight disagreement half the time. Why do we fight? I don't know, but we're good friends now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's exactly how it goes.
Now, I was going to ask, if you could meet any fighter, who would it be?
See, that would be hard, man. Because I would really want to, like, answer that easily and jump straight to Khabib. Jump straight to him. Because he's so dominant and he's so disciplined. And he knows what he wants in a fight. And he forces it, in a very technical and unforced way, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? And just, I would say him, but Demetrius Johnson, DJ, he's just so smart. So smart. Like inside and outside of the cage. But someone with that much fight IQ, you can always learn something at having a conversation with them.
Oh, yeah. All right. What about you, Florida boy? Anyone you want to meet?
Shit, I mean, I was thinking Demetrius Johnson, but I feel like I gotta say somebody else now.
Well, listen, hold on.
She
He
just
put
said
me.
it.
He put me on DJ.
No, but
I
like-
didn't pay that much attention to how really smart he was, and then he really put me on DJ. So
No,
that's
I'd
okay.
probably like to meet Bo Nickel. Bo Nickel for sure.
All right.
He's not that big in the UFC, but he's just gotten to the UFC, and I'm a really big fan of like Penn State wrestling, and I know he's a badass wrestler, so I go Bo Nickel.
Hell yeah. All right.
Nice. What are some other besides those guys? Who are some other influences you guys have taken on? Outside of those.
Definitely the Diaz brothers, man. Listen, we are both medical marijuana friendly for wrestling recovery,
Absolutely.
and we both are very prideful. I would say that we're a lot more humble than them, but I would say those boys, there's some inspiration.
I like to look at like certain wrestlers, like I mean Bryce Mitchell. I recently learned about him, but I seen the way he like took out who was it? It's that legend, a Brazilian guy. I can't think of his name right off the top of my head right now.
Okay, I know what you're talking about.
He just took a I don't want to say the wrong name.
Not Ilya. What's his name? But the last guy.
Barbosa. Edson Barbosa. And he dominated him with wrestling, and I never really heard of him before that. But like his style, I looked out. I seen him get a twister finish. Like he's a beast. I like to look at. I mean, I'm a wrestler, so I like to take notes out of wrestlers' books because most of their tricks work for a reason. There's a reason they got to where they are.
I definitely want to try to step up my PJ game because I know that there's times where having more of a wrestling background that I have put my opponents into a better position to try to get a submission on me because I don't have the full knowledge of what's available to me, or sometimes I'll be a little bit more stiff instead of just trying to roll with it and making use of what I can.
Yeah.
So I'm like, man.
Yeah. Speaking of that, like habits, we have a friend that's been training with us. He wrestled around the time we wrestled in high school, but he went to a different high school than us. But we've been getting him into the gym and into our jiu-jitsu gym, and I had to explain to him like, use your wrestling, but use it wisely, because all the good stuff in wrestling will get you in bad positions come MMA or jiu-jitsu. And I had to learn the same thing. The first time he brought me into one of his jiu-jitsu gyms, because he goes to a few. It was a gym called Black Tie. Went in there and I'm confident. I'd won a street beef fight or two. I'm ready to go, and I kept double legging myself into a triangle. Like after like the second or third time, this kid was basically standing straight up because I just would shoot and he would just, and I had no clue what I was doing. Yeah, either choked that way or triangled every time. And he was like having fun with me. I was getting frustrated because I'm like, I know I can wrestle. But it was just like, there's such a learning curve. Like I said, you just got to learn what you know wisely.
I was gonna ask you. One of the fun questions I like to have is, people have different answers. To anyone who wants to actually fight or pursue an amateur career or fight at Street Beefs, what would you tell them?
Cardio.
Cardio is king.
Cardio is king. And if you want it more than the other person and you have a better cardio than them, you'll win like 50 chance. Like 100% of the time, hard work beats talent. 100% of the time.
I see a lot of people get tapped from submissions that definitely shouldn't be working. They're not technically done properly or don't even look very tight. And I feel that it's due to exhaustion. They're just so tired that they're just pretty much have given up.
Yeah. So cardio is key, man. I don't know. Another thing I would say, man, is roll with your friends. Feel what it feels like to get choked out sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Learn not to panic.
Yeah, be comfortable in those uncomfortable positions.
Boom. Exactly. Perfectly said. Be comfortable in the uncomfortable positions.
I'm like a 2-for-1 special.
Real quick, what are some things you do for cardio?
Me personally, I like to get up and run every morning. And as I like to tell people, if your cardio is bad, go for a 1/4 mile jog, do a 1/2 mile, walk a mile. Just start building the habit. Once you build the habit, then start recording yourself. I'll give everybody the app that I use. Start making it a challenge. I don't do my cardio as intensely as I used to because road work is bad on the knees and ankles and stuff. I like to do my research, but I was getting down to almost like a 6-minute mile just because I was getting up every morning for work and just running. So I like to get up and run, and then we do 6-minute rounds when we do jiu-jitsu, just rolling with each other. In the gym, in the boxing gym, we do 5-minute rounds. We do 5-minute rounds, or in jiu-jitsu, we do a 2-hour class of 6-minute rounds. When we roll at the house, we go to submission. I think our record is a 26-minute roll. So it's just we get it, other than running, we just train at high capacity over long periods of time. And it sucks. It won't be easy. The guy that we were talking about, we just got training with, spent the first 2 weeks throwing up at the gym. And he'd throw up, he'd rehydrate, and he'd hop back in. And then he got to the point to where bro's lost 45 pounds. He's down to 165, and he used to wrestle too. So he's a little short, stocky guy. He's gonna be a problem when we bring him to the Tampa yard. But it's just hard work, man, dedication, and all that good stuff.
Oh yeah, man! Hear all this makes me wish I could train with you.
Hey, listen, I always tell people, man, whether you want to come into the gym and get a chance at seeing Nico Price and the Blood and Fresh train, or you want to come to the house because we got the whole setup here and train with Florida Boy MMA, I always like to offer it, even to both my amateur opponents that I beat, because I'm very big on respect and everything. I let them know if they would like to come get work in, I'm always open to doing that, because in a respectful way, I see a hole in their game. Neither of them had great grappling, and we're great grapplers. You know what I'm saying? We could help them out. And then all it does for me is help me build my brand if I'm working and training with more fighters and helping them and stuff. And that's what I'm big on, building our brands. We have our shirts on. You know what I'm saying? He has his Florida Boy. I have my Manu. And then together, we're trying to put together so in some years from now, we can own a gym under Florida Boy MMA and have our own fight team and fighters. We got a plan, man. We really do. We're just grinding every day to make it happen.
Man, I'd love to hear that. I really hope that everything is full succession. That's fucking awesome. Or that's awesome.
Absolutely, man.
Keeping it real. Even JJ said, keeping it real.
Oh, yes, sir. Appreciate you, JJ.
So, anything else you want to ask real quick, Stormcat?
Man, I think we covered pretty much everything, man. It's been a great conversation. We have the double champ, and man, I just appreciate you guys coming on tonight. And yeah, man, I think that's a wrap, bro.
Yes,
we
sir.
got to keep it.
I appreciate y'all for having us, man. A lot.
So yeah, give us let everyone know where they can find you, the shout outs you have to give, Instagram, YouTube, all the
Okay,
fun
all
stuff.
right, let's go. So you could check me out on Instagram at Manu the Great Official. You could check him out on Instagram at Florida Boy Fights, and you could check our joint page out at Florida Boy MMA. Also on Facebook, you can find his Florida Boy MMA account and my Manu the Great account. Hop over to YouTube. We got Manu the Great. We got Florida Boy MMA. Sheesh. Shout out to Ace of Fades Barbershop, man. Shout out to obviously Fight Me Combat Sports, and a huge shout out to the coaches and Nico for bringing us to our success the past weekend. Shout out to you guys, man. Shout out to StreetBeefs. Greatness all around, man. Greatness all around.
Absolutely, man. Well, thank you both. I can't wait to see the future because I got some of my own plans. So that means I'll have a place to come train when I'm coming down there. I'll come see y'all.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, have a wonderful night. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate both of you. And yeah, take it easy.
All right, have a great night, guys.
You both too. And with that being said, we normally do a quick little commercial from OCH, shout out to OCH, but we have a little something different because we need a little bit of that real talk.
Now you know why we're here. So if you got any doubts or reservations, now is the time to say so. No one will think any less of you. Because once you enter this family, there's no getting out.
Hey, what's this fucking thing, Sopranos? What the fuck it is? You never watched that? Supposed to be up.
These are real FBI recordings of 4 men talking about a mob TV show that they love. These men belong to a real crime family known as the DeCalicante family. In the TV show The Sopranos, Tony Soprano is the head of a fictional mob family. The Sopranos are violent, brutal, and unforgiving. But there was a real New Jersey crime family before The Sopranos.
Yeah, it was cool.
The New York Mafia families have never looked at the DeCalicantes as anything more than a glorified crew.
If you listen to Bruce Springsteen, he'll tell you everything you need to know about New Jersey. New Jersey is the place you want to get out of, and you aspire to come to New York. It's the place next to power. It's the place next to money. It's the place next to celebrity.
If you asked anybody who was in the 5 families in New York, I don't think they'd want to be a member of the Jersey mob. I actually know of some cases where, you know, guys couldn't get made in New York and had to, as a last resort, take Jersey.
Tony Soprano is always thinking about the good old days when he thought that mafiosi were more Spartan, they were more loyal, they obeyed the oaths of Omerta, of how to conduct themselves as men of honor.
I'll burn in hell.
May I burn in hell.
I betray my friends.
In real life, they know that they're being watched, getting their pictures taken. They gotta watch that their phones are untapped. They gotta watch that the club that they hang in isn't bugged. They gotta be afraid now if the guy they're talking to is turn a wire on them.
They're absolutely paranoid, but you have to be.
There is no way they're as powerful today as they was, say, 30, 40, 20 years ago. Today, they're lucky they can get a reservation at a restaurant, you know, really, literally.
That was awesome. All right, can't wait to see that real talk, Jerry.
That shit look fire. I ain't gonna lie.
Fire. Wait, fire is in a minute. What you talking about, Willis?
Let me not get too carried away. We still got to do some fighters to watch. Am I right?
I believe so.
Buddy V's Fighters to Watch.
So, of course, you know, we got to start with that scrapyard. We got Cookie Monster. Now, I picked this guy because he came out like a couple months ago, but it was a good fight. He fought Bamson, and Bamson was one of the fighters to watch before. He was on the growth. I really love his fighting style. But Cookie Monster showed he was very reserved and had a lot more technicality in his style of fighting. So he came out. He had his fight. He was very humble. He finished his fight. Didn't talk mess. Thanked his opponent. He left the yard. What was the most curious thing though was just like I said, how reserved he was. I really want to see what happens when he has someone that has the same level of skill. I want to see that this guy go unchanged. I want to see him swing. I want to see him pushed against the corner. I want to see him tested. Now, number 2, StreetBeefs West Coast. We got Glitch. Now, this man has almost made the list one or two other times. I've been a fan of him. I didn't get to see his most recent fight, which was a Muay Thai or kickboxing match, I believe.
Muay Thai.
Muay Thai. But I've been hearing great things, and I can't wait to watch it. He's got my eye. His boxing matches are killer. I like the way he fights. He's got his head tucked. He moves with a purpose. His punches aren't thrown crazy. This man knows what he's about to do when he does it, which is one of my reasons why he's on my fighters to watch. I want to see what more he does when he grows that skill level, because he got some. Third,
Mitch, man.
Right?
That's my old teammate, man. Go Red Lion.
So you guys know what he's about then.
Oh yeah. We trained together for a good bit, and yeah, man. He fought this weekend. He won his Muay Thai bout against Marauder. Amazing performance. First round finish. The edited video isn't out yet, but if you guys want to check that out, all you have to do is go to Heart in the Fight channel, and you'll see the live stream for West Coast 24. And go check it out, man. You'll see bangers the entire day, straight bangers.
I just saw the thumbnail or like a picture where Glitchy had that little teep against Marauder, and he was like doing a Superman punch. Like, ooh, man. Oh, gotta see that. Sorry, we got carried away. All right, the OG yard. We have T. Cole. Now, watching, I go through my fights because there's so many, we miss them. And I saw one that said, fighter back after 10 years of boxing. So I was like, okay, I watched. It was pretty good. So I started going through those videos, and this one was the most recent one that I've seen. And I just really like it. He shows that, big boys can move, big boys got skill and heart. I've even seen one or two times in the fights where he does damn near a back spring roll after getting hit or slipped, and he comes back up like nothing. And it's just, I was amazed. I love to see fighters like this. I love to see the heart when they come out. And yeah, he slugged it out. Definitely a fighter to watch. So those are my 3 fighters to watch.
Dope.
But I need a little fire for my small. I need a little fire.
Yeah, man. I think you just heated it up. Let's go ahead and do that. Yeah, what's up? What's up? Sean Pan, the Fire 5. We back. I'm gonna go ahead and take you all the way to the OG yard. First firefight. Beach versus Lil Mac. I mean, what more can I say? These are 2 iconic OG yard fighters. These guys actually fought twice. So, I mean, it's a double treat. You can go check out the first fight, and right after, you can check out the second fight. Both men are boxing. As we know, Beach is an MMA specialist, but Beach got them hands too. And if you know Lil Man got hands for days. Again, great skill and technique by both men. Check out both fights. Firefights. StreetBeefs OG yard. Beef. Beach versus Lil Mac. All right, let's go ahead and move on. StreetBeef Scrapyard, you see it. Supernova versus the Comedian. This was another boxing match. Beautiful boxing displayed by both fighters. Every single round, man. Every single round. 2 dogs, equal skill. It's one of those fights that you want to see, man. Showing great heart. Both men, I mean, the volume was there. Looking at both men, you wouldn't think, man, are these guys gonna last every round? Are they gonna bang it out every round like that? Every round, straight fire. StreetBeef Scrapyard, Supernova versus the Comedian, firefight. Let's go ahead and move on. Yeah, we going back to the Street Beefs West Coast. We had a former Gorilla Lion earlier in the Fighters to Watch with Glitch, and we're gonna have another Gorilla Lion with Cimarron. Cimarron versus Streetbender. Fire fight. So fire that these men had to fight twice. Check out both fights. This is the first fight right here, and I mean the thumbnail says a lot. That's all I'm gonna say. The thumbnail says a lot. Big boy boxing, point blank period. A lot of back and forth. Both men finding openings to create opportunities, and one man capitalizes on the other. Street Beefs West Coast, Streetbender versus Cimarron. Firefight. Let's go ahead and move on. Yeah, we back at the OG yard. Street Beefs OG yard. Amorphous versus Bear. This is one of those fights where you can't judge a book by its cover. You really can't, ever. There's a tug of war at the beginning of this fight, and by the end of it, as you can see, it doesn't last too long. You got a surprising finish. Awkward style, but sometimes that's what you need in a firefight. Street Beefs OG yard. Amorphous versus Bear. Firefight. Check it out. Now we're going to move on to the last firefight. And I'm taking you all the way back to Street Beefs West Coast. Y'all might have forgot about this one. This is a hidden gem. WA versus El Feo. This is a firefight right here. And what we see is with Wade, with WA, age truly is just a number when it comes to fighting that man. It's just a number. True warrior battling a young lion. And it wasn't an easy bout. But it's exciting to see, two people go heads up. It is really nice to see. You know what I'm saying? Anytime WA steps in the ring, everyone's watching because it's going to be a banger. Street Beefs West Coast, WA versus El Feo, firefight. Sam K and the Fire 5.
Hell yeah, I like those Fire 5. That's what we needed. Ooh, 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 ooh.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Is what we do.
Yes, Gee. Not no, but yes, Gee. I like that. Oh, man, you're still one of my favorite fighters, too. Well, that was a fun ass show, man. Thank you, Manu, for coming on, and thank you, Florida Boy, too, man. That was cheap.
Yeah, we got a double whammy. We got a double whammy, bro. And yeah, like you said, man, thanks to those guys giving their time. Because again, as you see, Manu, he's a man who's always, he's got something going on all the time. He's constantly training, constantly, putting that work in, and you see the results. And for him to join us tonight, it's a pleasure, man.
He took time out of his day for us.
Say it again.
I said he took time out of his day for us. So yeah, I can dig it.
Yeah, man. And once again for the community, we saw him the other night on the award show, and I want to say, he had just got finished fighting, not too long prior to the award show. So, somebody who always looks back at, and gives back to the community, it's good to see that, man. It's rare.
Absolutely. Well, shoot, with that being said, anything you want to say, any shout outs you want to give before we wrap the show up?
Yeah, man, let's go ahead and close it out. Get my shout outs out the way. Once again, got to thank Manu, got to thank Florida Boy. Audience, please go check these two guys out if you're not familiar. Manu the Great and Florida Boy. Search those two names up, check them out, support. I want to thank the people in the live chat supporting us, commenting. We appreciate you. The people who are watching us on replay, we appreciate you guys. We do this for you guys, so if you could hit the like button, hit the subscribe, it's all appreciated. I want to give a shout out to Street Beefs West Coast. We just had a fire ass event this past Saturday. Once again, if you guys want to watch the entire event for free, go to Heart in the Fight channel on YouTube and just search up the event 24. Just happened a couple days ago. Fire event. Every fight was a banger, knockouts, and we just started off the year the way it should have went. You know what I mean? Looking forward to next month's event. Shout out to Street Beef Scrapyard. Shout out to Street Beefs OG Yard. Shout out to Street Beefs Dirty South. We do this for y'all. I don't really do the social media. You got me. You got me. If you want to check me out, I'm right here every Tuesday, same time, same place, same channel. Shout out to Buddy V for being the best co-host in the world. Shout out to Jay, the best producer in the world. Definitely got to give a shout out to Daniel Castillo and Art in the Fight for doing everything that they do and their support. Shout out Overtime Hustling Magazine. I'm going to be featured in their magazine very soon. You know, those guys are always supporting, always showing love. Shout out to those guys. Yeah, man. I think that's pretty much it for me. I've been rambling.
Nah, it's all good. It's all good. That's what we do. You just covered the whole basis. That's all. You made sure everybody was covered. Yeah. Well, yeah, shout out to what he said. Song K killing it as always. Woo! And, you know, Instagram, Zwell_Buddy V. You know, the website, www.zwell-world.com. That's where you're going to go find all of my merch, the Yankee and the Brit merch. I actually have a couple new things that are going to get debuted. And, yeah, I think I got something right here.
Yeah, let's see something.
I just sponsored this new Twitch streamer, and I designed his logo. I put it on my social media, so I drew that real quick for him. And that's his name, Stars the Ripper in Nordic language. So, yeah.
It kind of reminded me of Kratos's axe on God of War.
Hell yeah!
It was reminding me of.
I like that. Thank you. And yeah, not too much other than that. Thank everyone that's watching the show. We had a fun time today. I felt like it really just flowed. It was fun, and I'm actually inspired. I'm gonna get a run tonight. I've been slacking, so you know what? With that, I don't care how much I don't want to. I'm gonna run after the show. So, in the words of Jay, we have one world, one love, deuces.